Welcome to our tutorial about the navigation bar. By default, it's located in the top right corner, and it's linked to the view cube. To hide the navigation bar, you can click this X here. To bring it back, go to the View tab, User Interface, and check the navigation bar. You can also hide the navigation bar by right-clicking on it and select Close Navigation Bar. Let's position the navigation bar at top left. In the drop-down menu, we've also got the option to link or unlink the navigation bar from the view cube. Now we can drag it and float it. When I let go of the mouse, it'll jump to the edge closest to where I'm mousing. To activate or deactivate the tools on the navigation bar, you just check or uncheck them when you right-click on the bar. The last two options are Inactive Opacity, and this we saw before with the view cube, and Active Opacity. Let's set the Inactive Opacity to 0, and this means that the navigation bar will be invisible until we mouse in its vicinity or hover over it. Let's set it to 100%, and that means it's visible all the time. First tool is the navigation wheel. We're going to look at that in a separate tutorial. Next is the pan tool. You use the pan tool to move your model in 2D space, or, in other words, along its current plane. To exit the pan tool, press Escape on your keyboard. Notice that these same tools are available on the Navigate panel on the View tab. Next, we've got the Zoom tool. When it's active, you'll see that the mouse icon has changed. And we can use this tool to take a closer and further out view, zooming in and out. The shortcut for the Zoom tool is F3. We've got some other Zoom sub-options here. Zoom All, Zoom Selected, and here we make a selection, and then we'll be zoomed into that selection. And last is Zoom Window. And here we create a zoom window and zoom into that window size. Let's go back to Zoom All. I can also use the middle wheel on my mouse to zoom in and out, just roll it in and out. Next, we've got the Orbit tool. We have a couple options here, Free Orbit and Constrained Orbit. With Free Orbit, I can grab and rotate my model in 3D space. If I grab from outside the circle, notice how the cursor icon changes. And let's take a look at the Constrained Orbit option. Here we have the effect as though our model is on a turntable or an axis. If I press the left mouse button outside the circle, notice that the cursor icon changes. And the icon changes again. And here is our movement. The next tool in the navigation bar is the Look At tool. So what I do is select the tool and then select a face. And then we get a normal 2 view of that face. This last tool, Show Motion, warrants a little more time, so we're going to take a look at this in a separate tutorial later in this course. Oh, I forgot to mention earlier, the shortcut for the Orbit tool is F8. And this concludes our tutorial about Inventor Fusion's navigation bar. In our next tutorial, we're going to take a look at the first tool, the steering wheel.